Hey guys, call me Cookie here with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna get right into it. I'm pumped. Drift protocol is freaking fire. Before I do get into how fire I believe Drift protocol is, I do got to give a shout out to to the actual team. I had bridged over some Sol tokens and I'm just trying to get out of my comfort zone of being on L2s for so long, being on ETH, and ETH L2s for so long. I have a number of reasons as to why I figured it best to expand my horizons, but um, I started on the Solana blockchain to try to find another set of opportunities and communities, and I think I'm very quickly finding some. So I I got featured on Drift Protocol's Twitter here. They dropped a quote on me. It says an ETH maxi turned Sol maxi after landing on Drift and trying out our product. And then I did actually say this in the Discord. He screenshotted a healthy portion of my ETH bags are inbound to Sol at the moment. Hype for what's cooking here, and it is absolutely true. It is absolutely true. I am excited about what's going on. So very, very briefly, let's go through exactly what Drift is. I'm not going to go nuts and go into each individual part of the project because I would do that later. I would do that in later videos where I get very granular, I get very deep. It's probably going to end up being a multi-part series because I want folks to understand what is going on here. One big thing that makes Ethereum so powerful, and this is why I'm excited. What makes Ethereum so powerful is that Ethereum is able to retain liquidity. Don't get me wrong. When things outside of crypto happen, like the market crashes and all of the investors that have money in crypto decide to remove their money, sell their crypto, and remove their money and go and put it into treasuries or do whatever they want with it, yes, that is liquidity leaving. But there's always a minimum amount of liquidity that remains in the crypto space because of what we like to call the flywheel. And you'll hear me refer to the flywheel in some of these type of content, some of these type of concepts, because I'll flesh all of that out as I speak, but there needs to be a series of mechanisms within your DeFi ecosystem to keep money there. It needs to be sticky. There needs to be some way to say, all right, well, if I'm going to buy this and sell this, who's going to buy it and sell it? And are they going to sell it to somebody else who's going to allow it to be bought by that first party? There needs to be a way for the liquidity to just continue to cycle through the system and give it a reason to stay, because if you don't give it a good reason to stay, it's going to leave, right? And think of very simple examples as to why liquidity would stay: rewards, yield farming, even just lending and borrowing, leverage, trading, all of that good stuff. So, I'll expand upon my whole flywheel thesis, but that's a term and a concept that I kind of um I kind of return to whenever I'm trying to explain what I'm thinking about. But on to what Drift Protocol is. So, Drift Protocol is an open source decentralized exchange built on the Solana blockchain, enabling transparent and non custodial trading on cryptocurrencies. Main features: you can trade perpetuals. For those who aren't familiar with perpetuals, again, as I go into the granular sections, I would do my best to expand on what a perpetual is, what makes them so cool, why they're so useful. What you need to understand right now is that a perpetual is something that you can trade on this protocol and you can trade it with 10x leverage. So you can deposit $100 into the Drift protocol, and you can make a trade on a perpetual using 10 times the amount of what you originally deposited. So that's going to amplify your upside, but it'll also amplify your downside. So be careful. We have borrow and lending. It's pretty straightforward, right? Pretty simple. Then we also have the ability to provide liquidity. Again, pretty straightforward. Then we also have swap spot tokens. It's pretty straightforward there. But the way that they fold some of these things in, some of the features, the way that they allow these perpetual markets, borrowing and lending, LPing, and spot trading, they do things in a very unique way. And again, all bundled up in a very pretty package that is very easy to consume. And as a customer, I want to not only have great fees and very fast transactions, I want to have a great user experience, and that's what I've been getting from this protocol so far. Let's move on just a little bit. I'm just going to just finish this little section here. The full suite of DeFi tools within the protocol are powered by Drift's robust cross-margin risk engine designed to give traders a balance of both capital efficiency and protection. So I'm going to jump right down here. So the lend borrow markets are cross collateral on perpetual futures and more efficient margin trading. It says every deposited token is liable for yield on deposits from borrows and provides margin for perpetual swaps. Borrowers are only able uh sorry. Borrowers are only able eligible. Oh yeah, you know what? Typo. Typo. I thought that I was saying it wrong. Borrowers are only eligible to borrow from depositors in an over collateralized fashion while passing multiple safety measures. So there's a lot of tech jargon there, but what they're trying to do is be a centralized exchange. That's what they're trying to do. The suite of tools that they offer is what you're going to get when you go to a Binance, when you go to a KuCoin. But you have to do it in order for you to do that as a centralized exchange. In order for you to do what a centralized exchange does as a decentralized exchange, you have to have a lot of securities. You have to have a lot of safety mechanisms in place. And a lot of people don't like that because security is expensive. Security can be expensive. And again, as I will get into the nuances of later on or in further future videos, the way that they're thinking about handling the safety of the protocol to allow all of these different components to pool from the same finite amount of resources, I think it's going to be very powerful. So you know what? I'm not going to go too crazy right now because again, I could talk so long and just go through these docs and rip it apart like I have been doing. But again, I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to digest the docs a lot more, and then I'll come back and do some more videos. But really quick, before I let you guys go, I just want to look a little bit more into why I hadn't come to Solana sooner. What kept me away from Solana is, again, I would drink every single cup of Kool-Aid fed by the Ethereum community. And one of the criticisms that Solana had always got, and comment down below, give me your take on this. The biggest moat that Ethereum has, according to other ETH maxis, I would still consider myself one. All right. I haven't broken away from that chain. But together, we'll see where things go. Ethereum has a very strong community. Nobody can fight that. Ethereum has the dominant mind share of crypto, point blank, period, left, right. It doesn't matter what you say, that is just true. And what I've seen as a very strong reason to knock Solana is that, oh yeah, Solana's fast. Oh yeah, Solana has great tech. I've heard ETH maxis in the same breath say, oh, Solana has fantastic tech, but it doesn't have a social layer. Maybe I should have started with this because I'll if you make it to this point of the video, you're probably gonna start getting salty, and that'll generate really good comments for me. Does Solana not have a social layer? I'm asking not to not to get people riled up, but I wanted that made me curious. That's why I came over here looking for opportunity, because if ETH maxis are so willing to, I don't know, I don't want to say be hypocrites because I'm not here to bash anybody, but if Ethereum maxis are willing to say in the same breath that Solana has fantastic technology, but they don't have a social layer, maybe we just got to be brave enough to bridge over to Solana and build the social layer. Maybe that's why I'm here. Um, Again, let me know what your let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on those takes. And I have a couple others. I kind of want to give you an example, though. I kind of want to give you an example of what I mean by the social layer. Optimism, which is an Ethereum scaling solution, it's an L2. They built a series of infrastructure pieces called the OP stack. You may have heard of Base by Coinbase. So Coinbase, the centralized exchange, made an L2. It's built on Optimism's OP stack infrastructure, and the OP stack infrastructure was built with community in mind. One of their very popular behaviors is retroactive grants funding, community funding. So when transactions are processed on the blockchain and sent to the sequencer, there's a fee, right? There's a fee to send your transaction through the Optimism sequencer down to L1, the settlement layer. Those fees are collected, and then the community gets to vote to distribute the Optimism tokens back to people who are making YouTube content, people who are making infrastructure, people who are leading DAOs, people who are doing exciting things, exciting things in the NFT space. So there are entire blockchains, entire scaling solutions on the Ethereum ecosystem that are built on getting money into the hands of people that are helping perpetuate Ethereum. Now, I'm not saying that Solana needs something that is equivalent to that, but I'm saying Solana, if it doesn't already, if it does, I'll find it. If it doesn't, maybe that's what we need to grow. Maybe, and I'm saying we because like I'm here, Drift and things like Jito, these platforms have a very professional feel. That's the take that I have. Like interacting with these protocols feels really good. That's what that's what's gonna keep me around. Phantom was great, but those fucking websites wouldn't load for shit. It was so slow, even trying to get your data to appear on the screen. Like this would just sit there and just be fuzzy for 15 minutes. Like you could process your trade but not even have the price feed up yet. And it's still a valid transaction because you knew that it was there. It just didn't, your UI, the UI was just garbage. and you still had hundreds of millions of dollars of transactions going through these protocols. So the fact that I've seen such consistent quality on Solana, there's something here. So if there's a social layer missing, I don't know. Why don't you guys jump in the comments and help me build it? So, you know what? I don't want to go on too much longer. Um, just a quick update for my folks on optimism. You know what? I don't even need to bring it up. I went to a separate tab. If you haven't gotten 1,000 Velo tokens locked, you haven't missed the snapshot for the aerodrome VE Aero. Um, you haven't hit the snapshot. This is as of almost 1 o'clock on August the 26th Eastern Standard Time. I'm in America. So the snapshot hasn't been taken yet, but I mean, if you're gonna get anything worth the snapshot, you have way more than 1,000 VE Velo tokens locked already. So with that being said, guys, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Sorry for being a little long-winded, but thank you so much for joining me. It's Call Me Cookie. I'll catch you later. Peace.